right, everybody, it's time to talk weather. Hi there, Carson Meredith with you. It is 7:06 on this Sunday night, May 25th. How are you? Everything good? Had some rain move through, unfortunately, still moving through in a few spots. If I'm being completely honest with you, it was a tiny bit more rain than I thought it would be, but it was still light rain, and it wasn't a washout today at all, but it was cool. And that trend is going to continue for a while. These below average temperatures are, at least. But the rain for now is getting a move on. Emphasize the words for now. We have a pretty solid rain chance we're talking about for Tuesday. That's our next big weather maker. That's our focus in tonight's chat. But we will also look ahead to when the 80s return. If you saw any of our social media pages earlier today, you got a little hint. I will go into the details on when I believe, and we believe, those 80s make a comeback towards the end of our chat tonight. Let's go to radar now. And you see the rain is still with us, especially right along I-64, basically, within one or two counties of I-64. So here in the metro, all the way out towards Lexington, up to Carrollton, Henry County, Oldham County, Shelby County, Spencer County, Bullitt County, even still some lingering raindrops in Harrison County and Meade County. So right in the heart of wave country. Still got a few light showers at this moment. All the thunderstorm action stayed well south of us today, as expected. I'll show you the zoomed out view of radar here in a moment. Down across southern Kentucky, we had some of that rain move through earlier this afternoon, but it has now gotten to move on to eastern Kentucky. There have been a couple little blips trying to pop up again off to the west, out near Jasper, near Henderson, Kentucky as well. So I'll keep a 10 or 20% shower chance through about midnight tonight, just in case some of these showers are able to hold on and keep pushing east. But in general, once we get this last big batch, woo, once we get this last big batch, B-A-T-C-H, out of here, most of the rain should be done for us tonight. It's only measured up to a couple hundredths of an inch, so it hasn't been a big deal. It's just been enough to wet the ground, make the roads a tiny bit damp as well, but not enough, in my view, at least, to cancel any outdoor events this evening, which is a good thing. Here's the big picture. Zooming on out, you can see all the action is well to our south tonight. We've got numerous, my goodness, we've got quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings across Arkansas and northern Mississippi. This particular MCS, mesoscale convective system, in other words, cluster of severe storms, had numerous tornado warnings with it in southern Tennessee, northeast Alabama. My old stomping grounds had a couple of tornado warnings earlier tonight. And we still have a tornado warning or two in northwest Georgia tonight between Chattanooga and Atlanta, right along I-75. So if you know anybody who might be doing holiday travel along 75 tonight, I want to text them, especially if they're going to be going between Chattanooga and Atlanta. Make sure that is going on. But all of that action will stay to our south through this evening. And all we're left with is just some of that lighter rain that continues to fall at this hour here at home. Who's watching tonight? Scott's watching. Hello, hello. Crispy Brisket on YouTube. How are you? Blue says hi. Anita says, hey, cool but quiet weekend. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Not what we're used to for Memorial Day weekend, but, you know, I don't mind talking about just plain old rain if that's what I have to talk about. I'll take that over severe weather. Weather Geek says, hello, great napping weather. Sure was, especially once those showers moved in, right? It really dropped those temperatures quick. Kevin says, hello, where'd that nice weather go? I know, right? Most of Memorial Day looks good. I will say that. I think a lot of us, once we get these showers out of here tonight, I think a lot of us are dry until tomorrow night. So if you got plans during the day tomorrow, if you got the day off, get outside and enjoy it. Should be a pretty nice day. Scott says it's been raining in Linden for about 15 minutes. Yeah, we've had some raindrops around for an hour or two by now. But it looks a lot worse on radar than it really is because we still have a little dry air in the atmosphere, and that's kind of limited how much rain has made it to the ground. But obviously we've had some. over the last couple of hours. Storm Chaser Jason watching. Hey, hey, hope all is well. ZK says hi. Angela says hello. Michelle says hello. Is it too early to know anything about June 7th? Just a smidge. Just a little bit too early. I can talk about up until June 4th or 5th, but we're just outside the 7th at this point, Michelle. So check back in with Be Good when he comes back from vacation on Wednesday. He'll have an idea of what June 7th might look like by then. Michelle, another Michelle says hello. Cameron's asking about story time with Carson. Well, probably not tonight. Probably not tonight. I said to Shonda last night, she said the same thing. Maybe in the fall when we've got, 10 days of sunshine and I really can't spend 20, 30 minutes talking about the 10 days of sunshine. Maybe we'll have story time then. All right, that's a live view of Bardstown tonight. You see that thick cloud cover as expected. Kept those temperatures in check today. A lot of you stayed in the 60s. I think here in Louisville, we got right to 70. But that's it. We're supposed to be around 80 this time of year. We're nowhere near that, obviously. And you notice there's been just enough light rain this afternoon to where the roads are just a little bit damp there in Bardstown. So if you're going to be out tonight, I don't think you have to worry about ponding on the roads or anything like that. But just be aware that the roads are a little damp over the next, really through the night tonight. 62 is our temperature here in Louisville at this hour. A little breezy too. That wind out of the north and east. Just kind of a yucky afternoon. We got through most of the afternoon without rain, but once we got past 4 o'clock, that's when those showers started to move in. And we can thank the dew point for that. The dew points were in the 40s this morning. That was eating up a lot of the raindrops that were trying to move in around lunchtime. Once we started to get that little influx of moisture into the low 50s, not a lot of moisture, but just enough to give us a few showers over the last few hours. Tonight, the showers will continue to fade. I've got a 10 to 20% chance through about midnight tonight, and then we should be good. 58's our forecast low. Clouds will hold tough for much of the night. There might be some clearing, not as much as what we saw last night. A lot of us will wake up to a partly to mostly cloudy sky on Memorial Day Monday. Speaking of, here is your outlook for tomorrow. Again, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Very comfortable temperature-wise. I did bump up that forecast high to 76 because I'm fairly confident a lot of us are going to stay dry through the day tomorrow. It'll be maybe as early as dinner time tomorrow. So 7, 8 o'clock when we may be seeing a few showers start to creep in. But a lot of the widespread soaking stuff, that's not going to move in until after midnight, it appears on Monday night. So during the day tomorrow looks good. Whatever plans you might have, you're going to do a cookout for the neighborhood. You want to go to the pool. The water's cold, but knock yourself out. We're looking pretty dry during the day on Monday. All right, now let's just jump right into Monday night and Tuesday. This is really a Tuesday issue, but there's still that chance that a few showers sneak in as early as tomorrow night. Like I said, past 7 or 8 p.m. But I really think a lot of the moisture, a lot of the rain is going to hold off until while we're sleeping Monday night into early Tuesday morning. You notice, and this is just kind of an early breakdown hour by hour, but you notice the highest rain coverage is early on Tuesday. Looks like a big slug of rain for the Tuesday morning drive. Yippee. So if you're heading back to work from the holiday weekend Tuesday, plan now, I'd say for an extra 10, 15 minutes getting back to the office. I can't say heading back to school because, well, there's some school districts still in session, but a lot of kids are done with school for the year. So the highest rain coverage is Tuesday morning, it appears. And you notice we go down to a 40% chance heading into Tuesday afternoon, let's say 2, 4 o'clock. There's a catch with that. While the rain coverage might go down Tuesday afternoon, I'm looking at some of the high-resolution models, and they're trying to suggest a few more thunderstorms in that Tuesday afternoon time frame. And now that'll all come down, kind of a severe weather setup, or similar to a severe weather setup, where Do we get enough breaks in the clouds for a little more fuel to maybe get some thunder? That's going to be the situation we'll have to watch Tuesday afternoon. It's not an alert day. There's not a significant severe weather threat at all. In fact, there's no severe weather risk at this time. We'll just have to watch the trends for Tuesday afternoon. There may be some thunderstorms south of Louisville by then. But for the most part, it's just rain. So here's futurecast for 6 p.m. tomorrow. So less than 23 hours from now, around dinner time. This is the HER model, the high resolution rapid refresh model, which did a fantastic job with today's setup. Better than I expected, to be completely transparent with you. So we're going to ride with it tonight. And you notice by 6 o'clock in the morning, or in the evening rather, tomorrow, things still look pretty quiet. Maybe a couple showers across far western Kentucky, but that's about it. Now, as we go later into the evening, closer to midnight, we start to see that moisture climbing north and east. So if you're in Hardinsburg, Jasper, I hid behind that info box. I apologize. But if you're out near Jasper, Tell City, Paoli, Bedford, you guys may start to see some lighter showers as early as 10 o'clock tomorrow night. As we go through the rest of the night, notice that rain becomes fairly widespread. And the HER model, the HRRR, is suggesting by the Tuesday morning drive, there could be a band, perhaps, of some heavier downpours too. Not necessarily thunderstorms, just some heavier rainfall rates mixed in with that big rain shield. So, I mean, it's going to be a rough Tuesday morning drive. Just plan accordingly, low beam lights on. Don't be one of these idiots that goes 100 miles an hour on the interstate, because you're doing yourself no good. And you're putting everybody else in danger too. So don't do that Tuesday morning. The roads are going to be wet. Rain will likely be falling in many spots. And there could be some ponding on those roadways. So an extra 10, 15 minutes, a good idea for the Tuesday morning drive. Now, we get into Tuesday afternoon. Let's just say Tuesday midday here, 11 a.m. Big rain shield from the morning is still with us along and north of I-64. That's going to keep temperatures down. If this rain sticks around all day without many breaks, some of you will be in the low 60s all day. But I do believe there will be some breaks, especially across Kentucky. And that will allow those temperatures to climb quickly. See, by lunchtime Tuesday, we're at 67 in Campbellsville, 68 in Mumfordville. That would allow us to warm up quickly, maybe get a little instability. And by the afternoon, you notice around 2 o'clock, we may have some heavier downpours developing across our Kentucky counties. Some of these downpours could wind up being thunderstorms. It's not a huge threat. I don't see a huge severe threat either, but it's something that we're watching for Tuesday afternoon. Again, no alert day at this point. I think the main issue more than anything is actually going to be the heavy downpours maybe causing ponding on the roads, maybe some isolated flooding issues here or there as we head through the day on Tuesday. How much rain are we looking at? I think a solid 1/2 to 1 inch of rain is a good bet across the board. And keep in mind, this is still not factoring in any more rain we get into Tuesday night, because the HER model is not in that range yet. It will be later tonight, but it's not right now. But if we do see those thunderstorms develop across Kentucky, central Kentucky, I would not rule out those of you from Hardinsburg, Bardstown, points south to maybe see a couple of spots get closer to 2 inches of rain. Most of us will be around a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. There could be a few spots in central Kentucky near the parkways that see close to 2 inches of rain Tuesday. So that's kind of where that small flooding potential comes into play. All right. Once we get past that, though, guys, I'm just jumping right to the 10-day earliest alert, because we have some calmer weather on the way. Wednesday, the showers will linger early in the day, especially as this system exits wave country. But I don't think it's going to be quite as many showers as we first thought. So I've dropped Wednesday's rain chance a smidge from 40% to 30%. Thursday, mostly dry, maybe some clouds, maybe a stray shower, but we're mostly dry on Thursday. There's some models that want to bring in another low Friday and potentially keep that low nearby to give us more wraparound showers on Saturday. So I got a 30% chance for both of those days right now, Friday and Saturday, but there are some models that keep us totally dry. So a lot of question marks with that late week system. There's no severe threat with that. It's just a rain chance potential, and even then it's not a big potential right now. But as we get towards Saturday, the 80s make a comeback. Now, we may touch 80 degrees Thursday or Friday if we don't have any showers to deal with and if we have more sunshine. I'm just being a little cautious right now because there's some models saying we might have showers on Thursday and especially Friday. But it appears into the weekend and especially the following week, we are going to warm things up very nicely. First week of June, it's going to feel like it. Right around 80 for both Saturday and Sunday. And then we might be looking at the low to mid 80s next Monday, next Tuesday, and next Wednesday. So not tomorrow through Wednesday, next Monday through next Wednesday. So if you've been waiting for some warmer weather, if you're tired of this wet, damp, cool weather pattern, that's your light at the end of the tunnel as we get into next weekend. So, and it looks like a nice stretch of quiet weather too. And I'm hopeful that the Friday, Saturday rain chance you see trends downward, which would mean an even longer stretch of quieter, warmer weather too. Maybe we can get a head start on that quiet stretch by Thursday or Friday as opposed to Sunday. Take whatever break we can get, right? But that's where things stand, guys. I'm keeping it short and sweet tonight because the big focus is just that rain moving in on Tuesday. There's no severe weather threat at this point. We mentioned maybe a few thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon in Kentucky, but I don't see a severe threat. The main focus would be to make sure those rainfall amounts don't get too high and we don't have any major flooding issues. And I don't foresee that, but as you're out and about on Tuesday, just make sure you take it slow and keep those low beam lights on too. Just be smart and you'll be just fine. It's a pretty smart group I talk to every night here, right? Let's see. Michael C. Wells, photography. Hope you're well on X, Twitter, whatever Elon calls it tonight. Is Tuesday going to be a washout? Yeah. It might not rain every single second on Tuesday, but it's going to be raining enough throughout the day to where it's going to be rough for any outdoor plans or any outdoor chores. Definitely not good mowing weather on Tuesday. If you can get that done tomorrow, that'd be great. Because Tuesday, that ground's going to be a little soggy again. More soggy than it is tonight with these light showers that have moved through. So, yeah, Tuesdays, it's pretty close to being a washout, I would say. Let's see here. Here's a good question from S. Dell on YouTube. Could this be the last hurrah for cool weather? Good question. As we look into the first week of June and beyond the 10-day, see more oranges on the map across the United States. That means we are trending to where the forecast would likely be warmer than normal versus cooler than normal. So I do think, at least for now, our days of these below average temperatures are numbered. I think by the end of the work week, and especially next weekend, we're going to start to warm things up. Now, are we talking about 90s just yet? No. But we're getting closer. That is for sure. That is for sure. ZK is ready for some nice, dry, warm weather for a few weeks. It'll be nice if we can, if that high pressure can move in next weekend and stay into early next week, we get a nice stretch of quiet, warm weather. That would be very, very nice. That is for sure. Let's see. Nikki, will all of these mosquitoes go away. They'll get worse. They will get worse as we head deeper into the summer, or closer to the summer, I guess. And here's the thing, guys. We've been so waterlogged this spring. The ground's going to be pretty saturated for a while. And those mosquitoes love water. They love moisture. So at least into June and perhaps early July, they could be pretty rough this year. Just a fair warning on that. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where things stand tonight, guys. Again, I'm keeping it shorter than I normally do because we're just focused on that rain chance Tuesday. No severe weather, no alert days. We'll monitor any storms Tuesday afternoon. I really don't see a huge severe weather threat right now, but the main issue would be any heavy rain that might cause some minor flooding on Tuesday. But even then, I'm not overly worried about it right now. Scott says, get the bug spray while you can. Yes, that is absolutely right. Any last comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we wrap this up tonight, guys? Hope you've had a good holiday weekend. Kenneth on YouTube says, I like this Sunday sleeping weather. Isn't it perfect? Oh, man, it's perfect sleeping weather on a Sunday. It kind of feels like a November Sunday when it's a washout kind of a day. It's cool, temperatures in the 60s, and you got nowhere to be. You got home from church, you got home from brunch, whatever you had Sunday morning, and you can turn on the TV and watch some football. Can y'all tell fall's my favorite season? I'm getting excited just thinking about those Sunday lazy football days coming up here in a few months. Nikki, thank you for the update. Much prefer these calm updates compared to the endless alert days. Hey, so do we. So do we. Trust us. We do not flag alert days just because we feel like it. We do those alert days with purpose. We have a very strict list of what can be called an alert day and what can't. It just so happens that we've had a lot of very serious weather that has led to a total of 35 alert days this year. For those of you counting at home, that is not normal. We usually have much lower numbers than that. But the only alert day potential I see is Tuesday, but even then it is a very, very, very low potential at this point. If it were to become an alert day, it would be for a higher severe threat. And again, I just don't see that on Tuesday. I think it's just going to be a nasty, yucky, rainy day for many of you on Tuesday. ZK, thanks for keeping us informed, explaining everything. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. We appreciate you guys watching. We wouldn't be doing these live streams if it weren't for you all watching. We got 420 of you watching on our digital platforms tonight on a holiday weekend. So we appreciate your support. Anita, I love your attitude here. 120 days till fall. Yes. Yes. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. I'm not wishing life away. I'm very conscious about not doing that, but gosh, I love fall. Vanessa, thank you. Vanessa's boyfriend does not watch Wave typically, but I guess he likes watching me. Vanessa, tell your boyfriend, thank you for watching. And maybe he should try out the rest of the Wave team because I think we're all pretty cool. But we appreciate you watching whenever you can. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I am off next weekend. I'm going to take a little time off. The rest of the crew is gracious enough to cover for me next weekend. So I will see you guys on TV tonight at 11. If you're still up by then, I'll give you another forecast update on the old school television. And then I'm going to take some time off, and I'll see you guys not next weekend, but the weekend following as we head deeper into June. Just be on the lookout for some of those ponding spots Tuesday. We'll watch that heavy rain and thunderstorm potential as well, but right now just looks to be a soggy setup for Tuesday, and the light at the end of the tunnel is that quieter weather as we head towards next weekend and the first week of June. That's it for tonight, guys. I will see you all later. Take care.